Hello, everybody. We are live on tonight. Hello, everybody. Welcome in everybody that's streaming from Facebook, that's streaming from YouTube, that is streaming from Instagram, and wherever you are coming in. Hello, everybody. I think I did that well. Okay, all right. Listen, we have a special guest on tonight. You ladies and gentlemen. And as you come in, I want to give my preliminaries. Hello, everybody. And I'm just going to double check something here to make sure we are good and we're ready to go. It seemed like we're, hey, stream, over here on streaming live on Instagram, and it's saying we live on Facebook. You can find me. I'm just going to make sure I post it onto my other channel. Hold on, y'all. One woman working a show here. It's okay. We'll get there. We will get there. Okay. So, hello, everybody. As you come in, say hi, say hello. How everybody doing on tonight? Um, as you come and say hi, as you come and say hello, my name is Juanita Adote, and I am the founder of this a beautiful movement. So come in, hey everybody, it's over there. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Okay, let me calm down because I'm so excited about what's going to happen tonight and all the information that we're going to get tonight. Oh, before we get started, y'all, grab your pen and your paper. This is serious. If you want to know anything about the process, anything about the grant application process, what you have to do, well, we have someone here that have knowledge of it, and I'm ready. And when you say hello, everybody, when you come in, just say I'm ready. I'm ready. Post that in there. Say I'm ready. Do us a favor because the knowledge that we have, we want to share it out to others. Please, please share this stream, this live stream to your platform, to your page. Let others know that we are here and we have some information that we want to share on tonight. Somebody say tonight because tonight is a special night like every other. But I'm going to get quiet. Y'all already heard me before. Y'all already seen my face before. But if you haven't, welcome in, beautiful people. Welcome in. And we just want to get started. And I'm going to pull back and allow my guest on tonight to introduce herself. And then we're going to get started. All right? Okay, my sister, you can go ahead.
Hi, good evening, all. Bonita did an excellent job. I'm excited to be here as well to share this information. My name is Sumner. I am a licensed clinical social worker. I am the program director at the New Day Tabernacle Outreach Ministry. And I have written many grants and I have attended a lot of classes. And I am not an expert in this area, but I have some knowledge and some tips, and I would like to share that with you on this evening. Okay, so we can get started.
Yes. Let me grab my pen because I know you got a lot of stuff. And
Okay.
you're very knowledgeable. All right, let me just grab my pen and paper because I have it here. Let me make sure I got it, everything. So um that we are that we are ready. And I'm pretty sure we are ready, everybody that's out there that we are ready to get this started, right? Okay, so I just want to make sure I had a couple of people that know that we're here. Okay, all right.
So
Let me grab my pen. I got my pen and paper, y'all. Hello, everybody on YouTube. Hi, y'all. Hi, y'all on Facebook. Okay, let's go. Sister Sharon Nail.
okay. I
And
read
thank you so much for
that
taking the time out for this
I
opportunity. Thank you.
several grants, but many of the grants were specific to community outreach. So I don't want to have you think that I've written many grants in the area of small businesses and things in that area because that will not be accurate. Okay. So a grant, what is a grant? A grant is a specific request for funds specific to a community need for a public, community, helping people, government funding, any type of organization that is doing goods or providing services in the community. That would be a grant. Where a grant proposal, however, is a written document that is requesting funds as well, but that requires a business plan. And that's probably the biggest difference that you need to know. A grant is on a smaller scale requesting funds sometimes, and a grant proposal is on a larger scale, a much larger scale when requesting funds. So, when seeking grant funding for a profit and nonprofit and organization, there are several things to consider. So I thought, what would be the best way to share this information? So I wrote down a few steps. So Juanita already mentioned to get your pen and your paper ready. So let's get started. I have a few steps that I would like to share with you. So number one, if the money that you're requesting does not have an intended use, such as a proposal, then one would develop a business plan. A lot of people tend to shy away from putting down so much information. But when someone is funding you, they want as much information as you can get. They often say less is more. But in a proposal, not so sure about that. What a business plan actually does, it helps you to put things in perspective, that all of the questions that are actually in a proposal. So when you develop a business plan, you have all of the questions already answered. So it helps to simplify the process a great deal. Okay. So number two, when requesting money, you want to do research. Research on who the funds are coming from and how do you appeal to them. A lot of funders, they target certain areas and they target certain type of projects. So the information is out there, it's not hidden. So just do your research and I'll give you some tips at the end on where you can find some of these things. But the research is the key. You want to go out there and figure out who do you want to fund your cause. Okay. Number three, you want to differentiate between the profit and non-for-profit funders. And remember, you must qualify. So one would say, well, how do I qualify? A lot of funders, even the federal organizations, state organizations, and local, when grants are placed online, there's usually an eligibility criteria, usually in a quiz, maybe a few questions, even asking if the facility of the organization is a 501c3 entity, which is important. Um, it's a lot of times, years ago, there were a lot of organizations that applied for grants. They were not 501c3 organizations. And within 2 years, they folded, and the grant money that was funded to these organizations just went away. So a lot of the funders now have really gotten strict, not just the funders, the government as well. They want to see an organization flourishing, being established, operating within more than 2 years. And if they get a large sum of money and you need to verify how you spend the money, they like to do business with 501c3 organizations. Okay. So, number four, the funders don't want to be the only person or the only source that's funding your venture, your cause, your project. They want to know who else, is crazy enough to take this risk, so to speak. So if for example, you have had your own personal funds, you may have had local merchants in the community, like Walmart and Price Chopper Foundation, and that contributed money to your organization by water or just small, simple things. But you need to put that in your business plan. You need to put that in writing because this is what funders want to see and what they want to hear. Okay. So those are the four most important steps when you're looking into doing a grant proposal. Okay. There's a few tips here as well. So I'm going to move on with the tips. Okay. Tip number one.
Okay, let's go back for a minute because I actually missed something. You said I'm on three. Number one is to the money, how to get the process of it, right? You said. Number two is to research or who the money is coming from. I have a question on that.
Mhm.
What's the difference of is it a bad thing? I don't understand. Can you go in a little bit on that one about the research, like who the money is coming from? Is it a good or a bad thing? Is it what? Why do we have to research? If it's money, it just can come from anywhere, right?
Well, it depends because the government gives money. The
Mm-hmm.
government, state, local, federal, they give money to organizations and agencies. Excuse me. And they typically don't always fund the same cause. They have different areas that they usually focus on and they put money in. So when you research, you have to look and see what organization is funding what type of agency, what type of organization, whether it's a nonprofit, whether it's a faith based,
Oh,
you know,
okay.
organizations give a lot of money and you may go into it and you may start the process and then the
Mm-hmm.
question may come up and they say, are you a faith-based organization? Now they don't ask that question outright, but what they do is three or four options. If you're
Okay.
for profit, non-for-profit, 501c3 entity, or faith-based, that's the way they categorize it. So if you put faith-based, sometimes
Mm-hmm.
you out because some organizations do not want to fund faith-based organizations.
Okay.
However, some do. So some only want to fund faith-based organizations as well. So it depends on the eligibility criteria, which is what they always put in the forefront of their grant request when you go and start doing the research.
Okay, so if I go in, right, and I say I'm going to start the process and I choose the wrong category or just happen sense that they just oh let me just mark that one to get the money. Do if I'm gonna do my research, but do they actually come behind and say they do their diligence in saying you need to show us A, B, C, D before they provide the money? Or if they provide the money, do you have to get it back since it's a grant?
Well, grants typically coming from in the government, they don't have to be refunded, but you have to follow the criteria. They have specific guidelines on how they want the money spent.
Oh.
There's specific guidelines on how they want the money spent. So just to go back with the first question, you primarily, if you go in and you do the eligibility criteria and you in error put down that you are a faith-based organization,
Mm-hmm.
and then you try to proceed, they're going to ask you either for a tax ID, they may ask for a EIN, or they may ask for a 501c3. So you really can't get that much further along in the process if
Okay.
you are not. Um, There's other criteria that they look for. So as you answer the question, they're going to ask you information that you must enter in order to move forward with the eligibility process.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So you're not gonna get past it. You're not gonna try to scam
No,
more or less to get a grant,
very.
because I'm thinking like, because the government does, you don't have to pay the government back for, well, more the majority of the time, right? You don't have to pay them back the grant. So say if I decided with my business, I have a vending business, a vendor. I'm a New York State licensed vendor, and I want a grant to start up something. It has to be what? It has to be based off of the need of the community, right?
Primarily, in order for the government to fund it, a lot of times you would not get the government to fund a private business that's not
Okay.
tip to the community. It has to be um, addressing needs in the community for the government to actually, contribute to that cause.
Okay. So it's not just like an individual. So can an individual is a but it's a different type criteria. You got to be some type of agency, or you said that, right? You said an agency or organization, a
Hmm.
non-for-profit or a profit organization.
Hmm. Correct.
Okay.
But there
Okay.
there are ways to get funds for private businesses that's not community based. And a lot of that information is online. You can go to the Small Business Administration. That's SBA.gov. A lot of information is on that website. You could go there. They give you examples, they give you business plans, a lot of different styles. They show
Hmm.
you how to write business plans, who would provide you with certain funds and what type of grants are available for your business. If you're
Okay.
is eligible to receive a grant, and if it is, what type, what criteria, and what it has to be repaid. If it has to be repaid, a lot of
Okay.
on that website.
Okay. So yeah. All right. So all right. Me, because actually, I would love to look into that for myself for the grant for my for profit, my own personal um business, Okay. So it's the SBA.gov.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, go ahead. Because I jumped in there and I wanted to make
Hmm.
sure because I missed a couple of things.
Hmm.
Um,
Okay.
but yeah, I think that was it. And then you said for the to get funds, you have to have a 501(c)(3). That's for organization or for is that for non-for-profit, for profit?
Non for profit is very common. It's not the only way, but funders have gotten very strict because of a lot of the businesses that have been folding. They have done that in the past where they
Mm-hmm.
provided funds to organizations and agencies that were not 501(c)(3)s, and they disappeared after 2 years. So they took the money
Oh,
and ran, so to speak. So now what they're doing is they're looking at and they're holding the CEOs of these organizations and agencies accountable. So if you have a
okay.
501(c)(3), they know that you are accountable, reputable nonprofit organization in the community, functioning for X amount of years,
Mm-hmm.
not a fly by night type of organization that's going to take the money and leave. So that's
Okay.
exactly.
Okay, I understand now. I'm getting it now. I'm getting that 501(c). Can I be a 501(c)(3) in my personal business now?
They have to be an organization. It has to be nonprofit. Non-for-profit organizations are 501(c)(3). So you have to
Oh,
serve it
okay.
in the
No.
community, and because 501(c)(3) organizations do not pay taxes.
Oh, so 501(c)(3) do not pay taxes.
No, they do not.
Do
They're
not.
tax exempt
Oh,
because
okay.
if they
It-
found their organization and their establishment, they do not pay taxes.
Okay, so all 501(c)(3)s are non-for-profit and they do not pay taxes.
They do not.
Okay. All right. All right. Go ahead. Continue because I want to jump in on that because
Mhm.
I'm like, I missed something here, but go ahead.
So to read something from the Forbes advisor, and it says when searching for federal and small business grants, keep
Hmm.
in mind what the federal government doesn't offer. Keep in mind that the federal government does not offer free money to individuals to start a business. Okay.
Oh,
If
okay.
it promises to give you free money from the government, it is likely a scam.
Y'all hear that?
This
Did
comes
y'all
from,
hear that? Anybody who's trying to promise you free money to start your business is probably a scam. Do
Mhm,
not get scammed, people. Well, that's why we on here. That's why we sharing
mhm.
information. What I know, I'm putting it out there. I'm learning too for tonight because I don't know all about grants and after the process of it and all that stuff. So she's sharing all the information that she has. So once again, if they're promising you money, what was it again? You promise you money, um,
Yes, free money.
free
They're
money.
not
If they
offering
promise you free money.
individuals to start a business.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not going to have a lot of information about it, but I just recall, if I may add, when the COVID during COVID, there
Mm-hmm.
were a lot of grants provided to small businesses to recoup from the losses during the pandemic. So there were a lot of
Okay.
grants that were actually given to a lot of small organizations. You did have to apply. However, you had to use the money specifically for what the government said. Like you had to use it for staffing to keep to retain your employees so they won't be out of work, to keep your equipment going, and maybe for the purchasing of supplies. You couldn't use it for anything else. And when they say that, primarily they're looking for you to send proof that that's what
Okay.
money for.
Okay. So, well, I know because I know you want to jump into that thing. I'm just excited. Okay. So, people have like movements. Like I'm a part of certain things, right? And I'm part of certain women groups, movements, and all those other stuff. So, what do that person have to do? It has to be okay. So they go out to feed, clothe and feed the community and do all that stuff. Do does that fall in the criteria of 501c3
Well,
or
that
no?
I wouldn't say it falls into the criteria, because first you have to be a nonprofit organization. I'm not an expert in that area at all. I,
Okay.
with all of these podcasts, I'm sure you can get somebody in that could speak more to that.
No,
But
we're good with what you listen. I'm thankful that you
but
because you have a lot of knowledge, and I'm appreciating that. So
mm,
if you don't know, we'll just keep go. Let's go to the next. That's it. That's it.
yeah. But for example, if one is providing services to a group of women in the community, um,
Mm-hmm.
because of hardship, because of loss of housing,
Mm-hmm.
loss of supplies, or just maybe with their children, and they're in the community, and the agency is trying to establish a program to help these women, you could
Okay.
eventually become a 501c3. However, it takes time. You can't just do it. I think you have to go in, and there's a process that has to happen. So
Okay.
you could apply for a grant, because that would be an ideal scenario to purchase, to apply for a grant.
Mm-hmm.
However, it would probably be best to do a grant proposal, and that would require a business plan.
A grant proposal. Okay, let's go back. Okay,
Hmm.
so let's go back to that. To a grant proposal
Hmm.
is on a larger scale, right? That's what you said, right? And then that has to do with a business plan, right?
Correct.
Okay, so that's totally different. So it's two different things that Miss Sumner is talking about tonight: a grant, one, and then a grant proposal. And that grant proposal has to do with a business plan. Then she also was talking about um, funds and what the government, what type of funds you can get from the government and non for profit stuff like that. Am I correct by saying that?
Yes, that is accurate. Hmm.
Okay. All right, so let me just mark that down. So if anybody, any women who have, have groups and stuff like that, and they want to go out into the community, they're probably best to do a grant proposal for a business plan, right?
Yes, but when you are looking at a business plan, of you want to have something happen. Like you have to have a plan. Primarily what it's saying, the business plan. Because
Mm-hmm.
funders are looking at this project. What are you doing? What is your mission?
Okay.
Who is the population that you're targeting? What is the service that you're providing? Are the people
Oh,
that are providing the service qualified? Is there a board of
oh,
directors? Where are your finances? What percentages? How are you staffing this?
oh, Lord.
They want to know, how do you, are you prepared to um, implement all of these plans, and then what do you anticipate your outcome to be? You know, is it measurable? Is it is it realistic? Is it timely? So a lot of times individuals may have to establish an evaluation to see, once the project is launched or they start the program up, and do an evaluation to see if they are meeting the mark, you know, so to speak. So the business plan primarily puts you in a place where you are prepared to answer all questions that a grant proposal would have.
Okay. That's why you need a board of directors or the person that's leading. That's why they need to know before they walk in there, like, give me money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wow, that's a lot. Susan Sheridan, that's a lot because the people that's like, I'm just I need a grant for whatever. No, you need to know first. I get one of the things you need to know how to write up a business plan,
Mm-hmm.
correct?
That's it. That's true.
Because you going in with scribbling on paper, you're not going to get anything. They're like, I'm not going to give you my money. I'm not going to fund this. What is this for? Now, do
Mm-hmm.
you have to pay that back?
Well, not necessarily. A lot of grants you don't have to pay back, but you have to demonstrate the need, because if it sells, the funder, if they're sold on what you, the services that you're providing or the program that you're trying to start up, they get
Mm,
funds. The grant coming from the government primarily is what a lot of times are from a state, local um, government offices. They primarily want you to verify what you're spending, and that's not really refundable as well. A lot of them you don't have to pay back unless you cannot verify that you spend it, the money, on what was intended
what was intended?
and
Okay.
actual intent.
Actual intent.
Hmm.
Okay, you hear that out there, everybody who wants to go out there and she's spilling some nuggets. She is dropping some golden nuggets on tonight. And we're here for it. We're here for it. If you have any questions before we go, because she was moving, and I just wanted to I stopped her real quick to get my because I was to bring it back a little bit because I wanted some more information. So she's going to go into part two of how there's other stuff that she's sharing. Excuse me. There's other things that she's sharing. So if you have your question, please post that in there. Everybody, yeah, come on this page and go to my main page or go on the YouTube page and post your question in there while we have her attention, while we have her ears, okay? Because she dropped a lot of stuff. I got little my jibber jabber on the my pen, um, scribble scrabble, I should say, on the book, so I can go back and look at it because this is a lot. This is changing how I was thinking about grants, about getting grants, because I hear it all the time. But anyway, shh, I'm going. Shh, Juanita, go ahead, Sister Sharon. Now, keep going.
So we have a few tips, and that we just mentioned it. Actually, Bonita just said that the business plan is the key when you want a proposal. So even if you're not ready for it,
Hmm.
and down the line you want to do it, then I suggest that you go onto SBA.gov and you look up um, a business plan that's suitable to your needs,
Hmm.
um, easy to read, easy to process. And once you do the business plan, you will have answered all the questions that are required for the proposal.
Okay. Wow.
So if, for example, you have a business plan and there's grants out there, and you can take that same business plan and apply it to like 3 or 4 or 5 grant proposals, because you have the questions answered to all of the things that the funder is now asking, because these are the things
Okay.
to know.
So the funders can be anybody, right? The funders can be anybody that just don't want to. Is that something like a what you call it? a silent partner or something. No, a silent partner where they give, but they don't say anything. They're behind the scenes. So people just fund money, just put money into an organization. You can go in there and get the grant, right? Those we say funders, because not just the government gives money.
Hmm. That's
Other
right.
people, okay.
A lot
Other
of
people, go ahead.
Chase, Bank of America, Home
Okay.
Depot, um, Charles Schwab, you know,
Oh,
all
okay.
organizations, these large, yes, organizations fund, different projects. So perhaps they write it off. I don't get into the logistics of that part, but
Mm-hmm.
funder usually puts something out there when they put in out a grant, and then you can appeal. The research is so much money out there. However, you go and you start your research on what you want to do, and then you see exactly how many funders, how many people are funding this cause. For a quick
Oh,
example, a
mm-hmm.
lot of people give funds for community-based programs, but not a lot of them give funds for transportation for these organs, for that same cause.
Okay.
Right, right.
Okay.
Hmm.
I'm just saying okay because I'm
Yeah.
like I'm grasping what you're saying. They okay.
So
Wow,
they can pick
that's
and choose
good.
what they want to fund, but you could probably do a few grants because
Mm-hmm.
once you have your business plan, you can do the proposal because they're time sensitive. They're
Oh, okay.
Some of them are very extensive. The pages it can be a lot of work. It can be a lot of work. But if you're talking 50, 60, $70,000, the funder is not going to just give that money out. And be mindful
Right.
that there are other people applying, that there are other agencies and organizations applying for this fund, the same money. So you have to appeal if you
Okay.
funder.
Okay.
So,
So, okay, so you can have 10, 15, whatever companies or people trying to get that their hands in or trying to get $50,000 they putting out there. They say, okay, Make of America, whatever, whomever, say
mhm.
we're giving $50,000, and then you got that's something similar to like when you go to college and you put in your
Yep.
essays and stuff like that, right?
Mhm.
Something similar. Okay. I'm getting it now. Okay. Wow. That's good. So
Mhm.
everybody who's out there is trying to get these grants and the process of it. She's on here telling some good stuff. Okay, go ahead, my sister.
Okay, so another tip is when the ideas run rampant in your head and you're
Hmm.
talking to your girlfriend or you're talking to your coworkers or you're just brainstorming and you have all of these ideas of things that you want to do and how you want to launch this project or how you want to help these people in the community, write it down. Because a lot of times we don't write it down. And then when you go and actually try to do a business plan, a lot of what's there, you probably touched on everything. But if you didn't write
Hmm.
it down, what are the chances you're going to remember?
Right.
Next tip, write it down. Whenever you're launching, you're thinking, brainstorming, it's a good idea to take notes, record it, whatever you want to do, just to keep notes together. So when you're doing the business plan, you have the information is there.
Okay.
Hmm.
Is there like a lottery? Is that's something sort of like a lottery? They're gonna choose who they give it to, right? Who they best
Hmm.
deem it to be.
Hmm.
Okay,
That
fit
is
for the fit
correct.
for it.
Yes.
Okay.
It's like bidding. So, the time, if you don't have it in timely, big
Mm-hmm.
part. They tell you off the back, if it's not in time, they're not even going to consider it. So,
Okay.
then that eliminates. So how many people are going to be late? I don't know. But if it's 150 people,
Mm-hmm.
25, 30 people are going to be late. So that eliminates 30 applications. And
Okay.
then they say that these certain questions have to be answered a certain way. And if they're not
Mm.
to their likings or a certain way, then that eliminates another 25. So
Okay.
like resumes, if you're going for an interview, you have to interview well, you have to sell yourself, same way.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Wow. Y'all getting this out there? Are y'all getting this out there? This is some good stuff. Wow. So you being prepared. Prepare for what is gonna happen, what's gonna take place. You're not gonna just gonna walk in and just sit down and and make sure that you're legit. My question is like, say someone who doesn't, uh, where you might talk, I'm pretty sure you're gonna probably bring up this part of how to, but let you go ahead to do the grant. But I'm gonna get quiet and you go ahead. Y'all, we're gonna give it a little interlude. Hold on, okay? Gonna do only what we're gonna do is we're gonna have to do a part two because she gave some golden nuggets on tonight, and but it's okay. It is quite okay, and she was giving tips on everything tonight. So I'm just gonna I appreciate her coming on, and sometimes things happen, y'all. And but I'm just gonna run over some of the things that she did say very quickly. And listen, we roll with it. We roll with the punches. We don't stop. We don't stop. We don't quit. Okay, we're talking about a couple of things tonight. Um, the smaller scale of of things is a grant, right? And then a bigger, larger scale is called a grant proposal. That is a business plan. um, then we talked, she shared, please do your research and find out who the money is coming from. And then we also talked about the funds and the 501c3. I hope I'm saying that right, y'all. That's for more for non-for-profit. You can hear me? Yeah, I can't. I'm not sure what happened, Sister Sharon, but it's okay. It's okay. Um, it's non-for-profit, and the non-for-profit do not pay taxes. And for all everybody that's trying to look and to do a grant, excuse me, who's looking for any type of information, for any businesses, small businesses, go to sba.gov. That's S as in Sam, B as in boy, A as in apple.gov, and to look into that. And also, she has shared with me earlier, anybody who would like to learn more about doing grants, the applications of getting a grant or what you have to do, you can go on there. There is a lot of information on the internet that you can check out. Am I saying that right? Just give me a thumbs up. Want to make sure. Yes, yes, she's giving me a thumbs up. So with that, you can go on there, and she did share. She made a disclaimer. She is not an expert in this. She just have knowledge, and she also what she didn't share that she also took courses and went to class and all that stuff to get all the information that she knows, and she does write grants. So with that being said, y'all, it's okay, things happen, and we're gonna roll with the punches. Because there was a lot of. Oop. Oh, let me turn this down. 'Cause I have my thing open. So we're going to we thank you, Sister Sumner, for coming on here tonight to share the information that you did share. And we going to thank you for that, and for all the millions of people that will be watching this either on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, wherever you're watching this. We appreciate you taking the time. We will come back again. And we will share part two of this fabulousness. Thank y'all for hanging out with us. Thank y'all for sticking around. Thank y'all for that. So we're going to close out this segment because I don't know any half of or a little smidgen of what she was sharing on tonight, and her mic went out. But listen, it is a-okay. We got what we needed. We got the meat of it, right? The rest of it was little gravy. The gravy's not. I'm just saying, little stuff that's on the side, but the majority of the information was given on tonight. Please, if you have not, if you missed it, you're just not coming in, please like this video. Please share this video. Please find us on YouTube, the Around Table. Find us on there. Please like that. Leave a comment. Show some love. Even on this platform here, I got it on my page. I put it on my main page. So please share that as you see it, as you come across it. We appreciate everything because we are trying to get all this information out to others. I'm not here to hoard it. I'm not here to keep it to myself. If I come across something, it's something probably whatever has been downloaded in me or for me to share, I go out there and I find a person who's very capable of handling the business. Okay, so thank everybody for coming on the Around Table. Thank you, Minister. Thank you, Sister Sharonell, for taking out your time and coming on here. I appreciate it. So, guess what? We're gonna do a part two. Right? Yeah, thank you so much. So, on that note, everybody, we're going to bid y'all a good night. And I never leave a platform until I say this, it is not over until God says so. So, forget the naysayers, forget the people who want to see you fail, forget all the stuff that's talking. Just keep the head up, keep moving, keep grooving. Don't let nothing and nobody stop you. All right? Have a blessed night, everybody. Good night.